end of the fingers.
So I write this Star Trek episode, which I am told by only the wisest heads is the all-time best Star Trek segment ever written. It's called City on the Edge of Forever. And it was mucked about by a lot of people, including Roddenberry, and they put a much inferior version of it on the air. This is a scene in which Kirk and Spock, these two guys walk into the time portal, they come out on the other side, and they see a lot of rocks. And the rocks have runes on them, R-U-N-E-S. Unfortunately, the person who did the set design didn't know what the word runes meant, and he thought it meant ruins. So instead of having large obelisk, Stonehenge-like stones, pilasters, if you will, with runes on them, archaic glyphs, they had old broken stones. And you're supposed to be able to see the city up on the crest. That was the city on the edge of forever, la-di-da. And this is the way I described it in my script. There's a panning shot like this from Kirk's immediate right around the bowl of the plateau. The gray sky, you can see the gray sky past the rock prominences, light and an eerie mist that gives the entire area an ethereal look. There are niches in the rock walls, boulders of the same bright substance here and there on a higher peak, but still quite far off, the city, this magnificent city, glittering like a hashish eater's dream. And as the camera pans around, we see, for the first time, the Guardians of Forever. The shot continues a beat, and then the camera zooms in on them, who, for just that beat, they had looked almost like part of the stone walls. Then they come away and you see they are men as the camera closes on them. And Kirk says with wonder, "Who are you?" And the first Guardian answers with a voice of power, incalculable power, "We are the Guardians of Forever." And Kirk says, "You live in that city?" And the Guardian says, "Since before your sun burned hot in space, before your race was born." And Spock says, "This place is dead, empty. Why do you stay?" And the first Guardian says, "Only on this world do the million pulse flows of time and space merge. Only here do the flux lines of forever meet. Only here can exist the gateway to the past, where the time vortex of the ancients can work. Only here." And Spock, very scientific, says, "Can you give us a demonstration? Is that possible?" And the Guardian's answer is oddly tinged with weariness and yet pleasure. And he says, "Time is weary for the craftsman who cannot demonstrate